Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today at the end of this video I have a confession to make, and so you're going to want to stay tuned for the end of this video. I'm going to make what I think to be a pretty important announcement. First, in this video I wanted to show you that this tweet right here. I thought this tweet was great, from Rudy Havenstein. The 21st century stock tip from the Shoeshine Boy. Now, Shoeshine Boy, for those of you that don't know, that's a reference to like Goldman Sachs executives, Shoeshine Boys. They're the wealthy brokers and the investment bankers and all. And it says the 21st century stock tip from the Shoeshine Boy is the bus wrapped in an ad touting shares post where anyone can access the new private market. And the reason I thought this was a significant picture is because this is really what digital assets represent. All of a sudden, the investment opportunities that have in the past only been open to the wealthy, like IPOs, and I've described this how when I was a financial advisor, they always offered IPOs, the initial public stock offerings, to the rich, the wealthy clients before they would offer those shares to the public. And that's how those people stay rich. It's one of the many ways. Another way is through over-the-counter trading. But I just thought this was an interesting picture that they're pointing that out. Now, this right here was a tweet from at Bank XRP. If you have not watched this, you need to watch it. This guy right here, I think his name was Patrick McHenry, but it says the best of from Financial Services Committee on Libra and cryptocurrency. Credit to ERCWL for the clip. This guy right here is turning out to be one of the good guys in Congress. He does about 2+ minutes here, and basically what he's saying is what the European guy that I showed you earlier was saying, and that is, we don't need to just be freaked out by Libra and just say, oh, that means that Libra and all digital assets are bad. We need to really understand this. I am shocked that they're just now acting like they're just finding out about this. I mean, this has been going, I've been in this space since 2013. I believe Bitcoin came out in 2009 or 10. These people have known about it, and it's like now they're just now getting off their butt because Facebook, through no fault of its own, these regulators have been dragging their butts. Everybody's been saying you need to get up with regulations because the world's doing it. They haven't done anything, and then all of a sudden Facebook says, okay, well, we're going to start a digital asset, and all of a sudden it's like it's Facebook's fault. Well, if you'd given the clarity that everybody's been begging for, then you wouldn't be in this situation. Nobody would. And so why try to act like there's some bad guys for proposing it now? But this guy is one of the guys that says, hey, we need to keep an open mind. But the point is, they're not banning anything, folks. He says it very clearly in here that Bitcoin, governments have tried to ban Bitcoin and they couldn't do it. That is part of the whole reason that we're here. It's part of the whole reason you're listening to my voice, is because this does represent freedom from these central banks and all. Now, I do think that central banks and banks will figure out a way to corral this in a way and co-opt it. But, and I think that Ripple and XRP, more specifically than anything, will benefit from that because of the way that Ripple has positioned themselves. I think that it's undeniable that Ripple is about to benefit greatly from that. I think it's going to literally shock. I saw one of the guys I saw Bitcoin Ben on Twitter talking about if this and this happens, it'll be the death of Ripple. And I'm like, man, I have seen a lot more FUD and negativity towards Ripple from people online in the last 2 or 3 days. And I think the reason you're seeing it now is because they've read between the lines too, and they've seen what these Congress people are saying. They realize Congress people are saying, we don't like Bitcoin because it's anarchistic. We don't like Libra because that's from an evil government. And then you got XRP, who's been working with all of these regulators. That's why all these Bitcoin guys like Bitcoin Ben, that's why they really hate Ripple. That's why they hate XRP, because they know in the back of their mind, and this is what I've said from day one, they know that it's not, you can talk about anarchy and all that all you want. Bottom line is that's not happening. You're not going to get rid of governments. That is a juvenile attitude to have. I mean, I'm 45 years old. I don't plan on taking part in a freaking civil war. That's ridiculous. What makes sense is aligning yourself with a digital asset who had a really smart group of people who had the foresight to know to go to the banks and the central banks and the regulators and the politicians and work with them from day one. And for that reason, I knew all from the very beginning that it was the smart play. And that's what I think these Bitcoin people and the Libra people, I think they're starting to realize, Ripple did do the right thing. And that's why you're starting to see FUD articles. We saw one come out of Forbes today. We haven't seen a FUD article from them in months. While Bitcoin has been going up and while XRP's just been sitting there, you haven't seen anything from them. The second that they started watching what's really forming right in front of our eyes for Ripple and XRP, while Bitcoin and Libra are kind of looked down on, that's when they start sending out the articles and you start seeing all the negativity. Very interesting things going on. Here's another example. Well, first, let me show you this. This was an interesting question I saw somebody throw out. This is from Pablo Graylet, at Graylet Pablo. Interesting question. And this was thrown out in that in the hearing today. Will people banned from Facebook, like Alex Jones, Milo, however you say his name, be able to use Libra? The company says it hasn't written that policy yet. And that's a very good question. You're trying to have this digital asset that is for the people to use, but you're selectively choosing who you're going to ban from your platform. And so can they not use the digital asset? That's a very good question to ask right there. Okay, and next. And this here's some more of that FUD. Every once in a while, every time something good seems to be happening for Ripple XRP, you start to see it. Here's another example from Yahoo Finance. PayPal fires up Ripple killer Zoom app for international payments. It says PayPal has launched its mobile payments app Zoom across Europe to provide faster and cheaper international transfers. It hopes the new offering will make it cheaper than traditional payment services and more convenient than sending crypto. But the bottom line is the title here, they're trying to act like it's a Ripple killer. Well, we're about to school Yahoo Finance via a lot of smart Twitter community members, and Alex Cobb's in on it too. But we're about to take Yahoo Finance to school. Maybe this is why we're the new media and these guys are the dinosaurs. Watch this. Well, the first thing I wanted to show you is that David Schwartz, every story that says something is an X, in other words, XRP or Ripple killer, concedes X is the thing that's succeeding. Exactly. And now we'll make the point about Yahoo Finance's little article there. This is from Ian Northing. Update for Yahoo Finance, because apparently no one does research there. Ripple equals Earthport equals PayPal equals Zoom equals HSBC. Deutsche Bank confirms HSBC and Zoom as Ripple clients, the XRP Daily. And this is an article from Alex Cobb's publication. And if you haven't been to it, it's thexrpdaily.com. This is an article that Alex Cobb had put up back on January 16th. On January 15th, 2019, valued XRP community member XRP Darren at Fame21More tweets out an official PDF from the Deutsche Bank official website domain that confirms that HSBC and Zoom are both Ripple clients. And here is this is the tweet right here. It says, one example is Earthport, which is a cross-border payment service provider partnered with the digital currency network provider Ripple. And then you go down. Its clients include 2 of the top 4 global banks and 4 of the top 20 U.S. banks: Bank of America, HSBC, Western Union, Zoom, American Express. Keep in mind that Zoom is owned by PayPal, therefore PayPal is indirectly working with Ripple. So there you go, Yahoo Finance. I hope you've learned something today. All right, and next I wanted to show you the markets. We've basically, I think, don't quote me, but I think it's around this amount. There's been about $10 to $20 billion added back into the market since yesterday. I told you I had bought the dip on XRP at 29 cents when I rolled out of bed this morning, and now we're back. We've gotten as high as about 32 cents. So let that, and this is just getting started, folks. Come on. Rand Nooner confirmed the golden debate, Peter Schiff versus Anthony Pompliano. Airing date is the 31st of July on Crypto Trader. And then Pomp says, Peter better bring his A game, because you know I'll have that fire with me. I'm sure that'll be interesting. Next, this was very interesting. I want to show you this. From Otto von Bismarck at Otto Gunger. And he got this. I've never heard of this magazine. It must be a Chinese magazine. The Journal of Swiss Cham China. Okay? And in this, listen to this. This is pretty interesting stuff. Swiss Cham China. The world will eventually move from securitization to tokenization, essentially because blockchain technology can automate the trustless transfer of digital assets. The China Development Bank also signed a MOU for a joint research cooperation on DLT like blockchain with Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa. China is now implementing blockchain for supply chain management, tax collection, food and drug safety, and more. The blockchain raises a more, this is a quote from that article, the blockchain raises a more fundamental question about a new world order. The making of a new world order will not happen overnight, but when 20% of the world population adheres to the blockchain ecosystem, it is a community large enough to sustain itself. And then he puts in the NWO with Hulk Hogan, which I thought was funny. All right, and next from Brian Melancholy XRP at Mike Honcho _11 sent us this from Bank XRP. SendFriend leverages Ripple technology to create the remittance company of the future. This is a great short video for any of you who have not seen it. It really sums it up. And now to my announcement. Now I feel guilty that I have not, I've been talking to all of you out there for the last year and a half, and I need to come clean on something. And this is something that is a big part of who I am, and I do not believe that I have ever told you this, but today I'm going to unveil something that is true. And that is that I am a huge Dallas, the TV show, fan. J.R. Ewing is the greatest villain of all time. I don't know why I decided to let you all know this today, but J.R. Ewing is my favorite television character of all time. And I even tried to name one of my kids J.R., not because I like the bad guy, but just because I think it was one of the best acting jobs of any actor in history. In fact, my wife would not let me name one of my kids J.R., but I do have a friend who also is a huge Dallas fan who did name his son J.R. And when he did, this was back when Larry Hagman, who played J.R. Ewing, was alive. I wrote to Larry Hagman and got him to write a little thing when my friend's son was born, that to his son J.R., that it was just born, and he's got that framed in his bedroom to this day. Now, there's a couple of things that you should know. The first thing is, I have watched the Dallas TV series at least 5 times. I've seen it all the way through. Every 2 or 3 years, I watch it all the way through again. That's kind of what I do. The other thing that I wanted you to know is that I have been to South Fork. South Fork is they only filmed on the back side of South Fork and the balcony and the pool area and the porch where they ate breakfast. The actual filming was not inside of this house. One of the things, and I told my wife the other day, one of the things when I have built my XRP empire, one of the things that I am seriously thinking about doing is buying South Fork. I think that will make my life complete when I bought South Fork. But at a minimum, what I think I'm going to do when XRP finally moons is I'm going to rent out South Fork for one big party, and a bunch of you are going to have to come. That, I think, would be really, really awesome. Now, I would like to finish up. Now, granted, for those of you, many of you young people out there won't appreciate this. If you've never seen Dallas, go and watch it today. You can probably see it for free. I haven't even checked, but I know that a lot of it's on, I can't remember if it's Netflix or Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, folks. At least one time in everyone's life, they need to see Dallas, the TV show, from start to finish. Now, I'm going to finish this video. Let me show you first let me see here. I think it was under corporate events. I want to show you that the digital asset investor has stood right here. Many of you will, if you watched Dallas, they had breakfast right here. They were in the pool right here in many, many scenes. JR would sit here, and many times his wife Sue Ellen would be laying out here. I have been to South Fork, and there was one episode where somebody was presumed to be dead, and I can't remember if they died, but they were floating face down in the pool, and the last scene you saw was JR up here having a drink, looking down like he's staring at the dead body and could care less. And that was one of the famous scenes. So I've got a picture, one day I'll show it to you, of myself standing on this balcony looking down at the pool. Let's finish with a classic J.R. Ewing quote. I think that's appropriate. The world is littered with the bodies of people that tried to stick it to old J.R. Ewing. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that the digital asset investor is a huge Dallas fan, and I don't mean the football team. Thank you for listening.